So, Relooted came out yesterday. This is the game that is supposed to be about African people breaking into a museum to reclaim quote unquote stolen artifacts from museums from all the white people. And yes, the irony that it is a game about black people stealing something is not lost on most people with common sense. But for the developers of this game, and oh my god, Nyamakop, I think that's how it's pronounced. That's not a fucking real word. To them, this is the right way it should go. So it's released now, and I remember hearing about this, and I went, no goddamn way. It's a game about black people stealing stuff. So it's being pushed. The whole the bots and the shills are coming out for it. Because it's another modern audience game. Here to right the wrongs of the white man. And how's it doing? Well, we checked the Steam TB. Ooh, baby. Okay, so its peak count yesterday was 57 people. Oh, God. This is another situation, boys. We found our newest Dustborn. We have got it. The new Dustborn has been found. And this right here, this is the modern audience. Whenever they say we're making a game for the modern audience in mind, this is the modern audience. Right here. 57 peak people. That's your modern audience right there. That's who you cater to. That's who plays this fucking game. So, of course, we got the shills. They came out. Of course, PC Gamer, of course, came out. Relooted is a fine heist game, but it's an even better history lesson. Correcting dark historic wrongs can feel surprisingly bright, and this thing is fucking short. That's it. That's the article. It's done. 2 fucking scrolls. So, they're fucking out. I mean, how many fucking articles did they make of fucking Highguard? And then I had to do this one because it's done by CBC here in Canada. This propagandist fucking news site. And this whole thing is just a fluff piece. It's all just a fucking fluff piece, man. The conclusion, at the end of the day, is that Relooted is a memorable time for what will likely be many players' first encounter with an African-based development team. Much like the Assassin's Creed games, which are steeped in history, Myers hopes that Relooted can introduce players to potentially dozens of stories from African history they might not have known before. And I think I speak for the general population when I say that I have zero problem with stories based on African history and based on African mythology, their gods, all that type of stuff. That would be cool if it was done right. This is a game about black people stealing stuff from a fucking museum. What the fuck are you talking about? So I just thought this would be fun because it's fucking CBC, this propagandist fucking news site, who just referred to the tragedy that happened at a school. They referred to the fucking murderer as a gun person because they didn't want to say he was a trans. It was a man pretending to be a fucking woman who killed 9 people, and then before he showed up, killed his mother and brother. But we have to respect his pronouns. Fuck out of here, CBC. So, moving on to more fun stuff. Twitter. Oh, Twitter's been fucking ablaze. So, Vera Dark, she's played Relooted. She did a stream. I think she did like 4+ hours playing this fucking game. 5 hours after launch, congrats to the Relooted devs. Banger of a release day. It's on Game Pass, so there might be a few million playing it there too. Haters are owned. Az here with his big laugh. You got owned, Chud. How does it feel to be on the losing side of history? Would pirating this be cultural appropriate? Maybe. How big is the dev team? Seems like they couldn't get all of them together to play it. That's, you know what? Maybe. I tried to play the game, but they took it away from my account for historical reparation. There wouldn't by any chance be 49 developers, would there? And 40 of those are YouTubers making videos about how bad it is. That's true. People are hate playing this. And it's still not enough to crack fucking 100 people. Games like Relooted get paid ahead of time when the NGO money comes in. Actual game revenue is just extra. Can we safely conclude, objectively, and from an unbiased POV, that no one cares about these kind of games? Yes. Absolutely. Oh, oh my, this is so much worse than I thought it would be. And here we thought High Guard was doing bad. Yeah, High Guard is fucking... High Guard won the lottery compared to this piece of shit. Wow, it's doing numbers. As a certified chud, I can confirm I've been owned. Is that with or without you playing the game? Who knows at this point? Literally tens of players. What a success. Because that's what these companies do. They decide to alienate thousands of people to get tens of people. Fucking idiot. And I took this one because this is a reply to a tweet Vera did, where she was talking about, you know, their flop, and it said in the Xbox app reviews, they're far better than the game, and it's a 1 out of 5, and it says my bike went missing after playing this. That's good. So if we go to Master the TDS, he said Ben Meyer, CEO and creative director of Relooted, responds to the backlash the game has been receiving on the Steam forums. You can't turn off the forums as a dev. If you use your moderation powers too much as a dev, there's a cottage industry of YouTubers who make videos about your forums, and that drives more bad faith actors out there. So he wants to turn off the forums, but he can't because of optics. So he would love nothing more than to turn off the fucking forums and silence all his critics. But he wouldn't, because he realizes that people would jump on that. So at least he's somewhat self-fucking-aware. Oh my god, yeah. So Philip Chan here, who also played Relooted, showed off some of how racist this game is. Not just to black people, but to Asian people as well. And I love how Twitter's so fucking bad. I can't pause a fucking video. Isn't that awesome?
I heard you were back in town.
No way. No freaking way you gotta... No way!
But I don't believe it, because I knew you would have come to see me.
That I'm sorry. I was going to visit you eventually.
You've been gone a long time. It's good to see you.
So the racism doesn't stop at black people. They also have some Asian racism in there, some Asian representation right there. Not how the African woman sounds very literate, posh British accented English, but the Asian guy gets the comedy barely literate accent. Is this a you can't be racist against white equivalent for Asians? Maybe. You been gone wrong time. Even Uncle Roger is flabbergasted. That's an X-ray girl level accent there. You know what? Maybe it was her. She does play every Asian in Hollywood. So Savvy, she also played it. And she was quote tweeting BBC News Africa. Oh, fucking of course they did it. So she said, well, I mean, BBC News Africa, that's no different than just regular fucking BBC News. So the very first tutorial artifact in this game is the Silver Buffalo. The Silver Buffalo belonged to the Fong people under the Dan Home Kingdom. The game would have you believe they were an artistic culture that believed in art and voodoo enthusiasts. The kingdom was actually built its wealth on slave trading, and King Gezo took the throne from his brother by force after being gassed up by Francisco Felix de Sousa, a slave trader. The kingdom was constantly at war, and Gezo ended up burning his own capital down instead of surrendering to the French. So Savvy is playing this game and then looking up the actual facts surrounding it. The history that they don't teach you outside of white people had slaves is often worse than what they do teach you. That's true, because a lot of the slavery stuff you hear about, black people participated in doing it. They're not completely in it. Now, is it obviously awful what happened to them? Of course. No one should be a slave. But to stand here and say that no black people were guilty of selling off their fellow black people is like... Dude, come on now. She's got another one here, which is Chris Kindred from Sweet Baby Inc. is part of Relooted. Sweet Baby Inc. detected. Are you shocked? So Kiss Kindred here did some super early design consulting on Relooted. So glad to see it finding its players. Yes, all fucking 44 of them. Sweet Baby Inc. is a fucking disaster upon this fucking gaming industry. Apparently, Relooted just launched over on Blue Sky. The official account got almost 1,000 likes in 5 hours. Meanwhile, Steam paints a different picture. These people are actual tourists. Never let them tell you otherwise. So if you look on fucking Blue Sky here, where are we? Look at that. Almost 1,000 likes. You go to Steam. Well, there you go. So, you know, it's not going too good. Isn't this made for the modern audience? Yep. They gotta rob a museum or at least a liquor store to afford the game first. As a black man, I should be offended. The modern audience doesn't buy games. When you go so far into the DEI that you make a racist game, black people stealing is a terrible stereotype. It is. Thank God propaganda games are getting their shit. Yeah. People are really mad at my Relooted review. So his Relooted review after playing for just a shy over 2.5 hours. Was, despite only making up 13% of the population, black men commit nearly 52% of all the murders in the US, which is astounding when you take into consideration the fact that they make up 12 to 13% of the population. It gets even more astounding when you start considering the fact the bulk of black men committing these murders are probably ages 18 to 40, which is probably around an estimated 6 to 7% of the population. That means around 7% of Americans are committing around 50% of the murders. Just nailing it with the statistics, and yeah, people were not. They were not happy. They were not happy. They definitely are mass reporting everything on my profile in hopes of getting it shut down. I've had the same Steam name since I made it, and yet the history gets wiped. That means you were telling the truth. The truth hurts. It was me. Most people rejected his message. They hated Jesus because he told them the truth. So Grums was noting some botting on the Epic Games Twitter account. They were propping up Relooted. And he said, Relooted has 35 players, but the post has 12 million views and 20k likes. That's not fucking real. It's not right at all. So we have some things here from Kangman making a game about black people stealing, Pirate Nation, what's exactly the target audience for this, and Solanath, President Trump should persecute all the people involved in making this first edition. Okay, yeah, it went down to 13 players at one point. Fuck, did it? Holy shit. I gotta check. It did! Oh, it did! In the wee hours of this morning. Nah, this sounds legit. totally legit. Yeah, they're liking it just to push the agenda, but they're not actually gonna play the game. That's how most things are. They'll say, oh, we want this. Oh my god, we got this. And then they don't fucking do it. And then the real gamers, the real fans are left with the fucking pieces. So Pirate Nation, he's got some pictures of the Relooted Steam forums stealing and shit. That's a good one. So how is this funded? Is this another game we have been forced to pay for through our taxpayer money? Wouldn't be surprised. So let's see. The jokes write themselves. Hello, fellow chuds. Uh-oh, incoming cope. Veridark protected me from this. I love playing heist games. 43, 56 in current player. Woke slop. They never leer. That's great. Black South American are racists. Introductory discount. I love it. Hey, someone liked it. Is it woke? Come on, man. Steam is a safe space for white people. How is this funded? Yeah, it's just... I see what he did there. Make stupid game, get no revenue. It's not hard to understand, really. What a game, it stinks again. Oh no! 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 Oh god. Okay, to end it off, we got a clip here of Asmongold. Relooted is so bad, Asmongold can't even play it at a stable frame rate. So he's trying to get the frame rate going, right?
Okay, how about now?
Machine.
Wait, it's... How is it like this? Oh my god! I can't even play it! Windowed?
So yeah, the game's also fucking a buggy mess. They stole the frames. How the fuck can this game be this bad optimized? Does he have a top of the line gaming machine? Yeah, he does. Yes, he does. So yeah, Relooted, it ain't fucking going so well. Now, if we look at the reviews, it's mostly positive. 80 people played this Look, 80 people reviewed it. Not even 80 people played the fucking game. So there you go. Relooted's a fucking mess, and it's just another example of this fucking stupid modern audience game, this stupid modern audience crowd proving that when you cater to these people, it doesn't work out. I will laugh at this game's expense. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Have a good day. See you all next time.